Hey everyone, this won't be too long, but I wanted to talk about something that has happened to me uh, a few times, and I discussed in some of my videos, but usually I edited this out because it wasn't directly related to beer, and I want to keep my videos specific to the beer I'm drinking, not go off on rants or stories. It just takes too much time. So something's happened to me several times actually, is going to a bar, pub, brewery, whatever it is, and the bartender pours whatever beer it is with significant head. And when I say significant, anywhere at least a half inch of head, sometimes it's an inch of head. It's just, it's way too much. Well, Um, a couple of times I've asked, actually pretty much every time, I've asked the bartender, could you please top me off a little bit more? You're giving me that much head, I don't need it. You know, my beer, that sounds interesting when I say it out loud. Uh, I don't want thick, frothy head on my beer. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say the name of the place. This was probably almost 10 years ago. Yeah, actually, I think it was about 10 years ago. I went to McMiniman's pub. You know, they have many of them in the Northwest. And this girl who worked there, she actually had a little bit of an attitude. And by the way, I don't go to McMiniman's anymore. I quit giving them business many years ago. Anyway, she pours me my beer. It has a lot of head on it. And I said to her, you know, that's kind of excessive. She said, "Oh, you need that. That's how much the brothers, you know, the owners want us to give us a nickel a head." And I said, "Why?" So you can smell the aroma of the beer. Bullshit. Subsequently, I've had a few other bartenders and owners say the same thing. That, oh, you know, I need to give you thick, frothy head so you can really, you know, smell the aroma. Well, the last guy that said this to me, I didn't say anything to him, but it was a bar owner when I lived in the Seattle area. Um, it was a fairly decent bar, but the owner really set me on fire, and I just found him to be excessively rude, and also his employees at the time. They weren't rude to me, but I could tell that they were very on edge with him being there, just their attitude. Anyway, I asked him to top me up, and he said, no, you have a full beer. If I top you up anymore, you're going to have free beer. And he said, and you need that foam to... He started trying to explain to me the mechanics of it and saying, you need that much foam to smell the aroma. I didn't say anything to him, but I just finished my beer off. I didn't give a tip, and I wrote on my receipt, I'll never come back. I felt ripped off. Well, here's the truth of the matter, and I have not only do I say this being a home brewer, and I know this is not, I know what they're saying is not true. I've even had a few bartenders tell me the same thing. The reason they give you so much foam, so much head on a beer, is for profit. You actually don't need any foam to smell the aroma. Most of the aroma from the hops, it binds to the beer itself, binds to the grain proteins. The beer's mostly water, but when you're boiling it, it stays in the beer. Yeah, you'll get some from the aroma, sure, but I've had just as much without foam as I've had with foam. You don't need it. Um, I suspected early on the reason they gave you so much beer is, you know, if you normally had this much beer, but they gave you that much, okay, it's only maybe half an ounce or 1 ounce. That over and over and over adds up. They get, you know, more money, you get less beer, so they can get more money out of the keg. They are making plenty of profit from a keg. They pay anywhere from 120 to a little over $200 per keg. A 15.5 gallon keg, which is a normal size, a full-size keg for a brewery, has 124 pints in it. Now, that's assuming no loss, and there are going to be losses, over pours, foam, what have you. But let's just go with that. Bars vary on the cost of their pints. I've seen them as low as $4, although that's not that common. $5 to $7. Let's just go with 5 just for a number. If you had $5 a pint times 124 beers, assuming no loss at all, which isn't the case, but still, that's $620, okay? Let's say that they paid $180 for the keg, which some of them, can go that high. Very few are over $200. That's $440, up over $400 in profit. Sure, they have, electric and gas, insurance, wages, taxes. I get that. They're also serving multiple beers. They're also serving food. They get tips. They're making their money. And food is already so marked up anyway. So back to the point, when they tell you that you need thick head for aroma, bullshit. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's nothing more than a profit margin for them. Less beer, more money. And as I said, a few bartenders I've chummed up to and talked to, they go, why do they do this? And they said, it's profit. Bottom line. I get their business, they're in it to make profit, but don't rip me off. If I'm paying for, I realize that, a 6-ounce glass, there is headspace in there, but when you give me an inch ahead at the top, I feel ripped off. I really do. You are making plenty of money off that beer. You can afford to give me a little bit more. And I don't need that much frothy head on there. But more than anything, quit telling me or telling customers you need that to smell the aroma. That is a lie. It's for profit. So that's all I have to say about this. And so I didn't speak up that last bartender that said that to me, but there's some others I have said that's not true. It's profit. All right, well, anyway, that's all I really had to talk about here. I just wanted to pass on that knowledge, let other people know when you get a lot of head on there, that's the purpose of it. Nothing else. The whole reason is to increase their profits, their bottom line.